5, 4, 3. Welcome to Peacekeeper Reaction. My name is Nathan. Thank you so much for joining us today, guys. It's a very special episode as we are going to do a Patreon request. And if you guys want to get your request on the show, like Will F has done today, Mr. Will F or Wilf, then all you got to do is go to patreon.com/Peacekeeper Reaction. But wait, there's another way to get your requests on the show. You can leave a comment to this video or any other video, and I pull from the hat every once in a while, and we get some great requests. I'm loving it. Anyways, Will F wants us to check out Mr. Liff. So, Mr. Liff, who's that? I have no idea, but the internet tells me that Jeffrey Michael Haynes, better known by his stage name Mr. Liff, is an American rapper from Boston, Massachusetts, over here. No, wait, that's New York. While being praised because of his political lyrics, he has released 2 studio albums on Definitive Jux and one on Blood Tactical Enterprises. Okay, so this looks like we just did a Finnish rap song. Now we're going to be doing an American rap song. I'm very excited. I love me conscientious rappers who rap about political issues, and I'm all about that, you know. So let's dive right in. I've got some lyrics for live from the Plantation. This is Mr. Liff on Peacekeeper.
God, man. Oh, fucking serious. Jesus Christ, man. Already? And time flies like a motherfucker.
Rise and shine, yet another day to toss away. What does my clock display? It says 8. Shit, I'm late for work again, so then I dip with my pad and my pen. Step into the workplace with my work face. Wince at my time card cause I'm scarred. Mad cause I sacrifice my day and it gets me a trifling hourly wage of $6.50. Nifty. Now I'm off to slave quarters with a whole bunch of other people's sons and daughters, working so they can be mothers and fathers, laboring real hard hoping the boss offers more petty cash to us bums and paupers, kissing his ass cause they're hoping they prosper. Here's the math, you work a third of your day away, the government takes a third of your check, correct. You go home and drink cause you don't get an ounce of respect and your spirit is wrecked. Life is a gift to be enjoyed every second, every minute. It's temporary, not infinite. Yet I find myself looking at the clock, hoping for the day to fly by, so I ask myself why I'm doing this remedial work for second graders. I'm an educator with mega flavor, so maybe I should just jump up and get ill. Maybe I should let these people know they're being killed. Maybe I should try my very best to chill and get paid cause I gotta pay bills.
Excuse me, brother, could you please stop making that noise so I can talk? Thank you. Now the boss says he wants you to go make more
champ.
copies
Big
of
boss
these
man says
checks.
you've
The
been late
boss
3
says
days
he
in a
wants
row.
you to move
Better
the
sharpen
desk
up.
to the basement. Can I have the stapler? No.
Oh, this fucking place sucks. Same shit every day. Like to wring the boss's neck though. If only dreams could come true. Dead boss, somebody call Red Cross. I guess he got caught up in my mental holocaust. How much did it cost? Just a little piece of my mind for peace of mind.
But he's bleeding.
Oh no, leave him, he'll be fine. He'll heal on his own if you just give him some time. Considering the fact that his face is misaligned. His legs are over there laying right next to his spine.
Lunch time.
Jesus, must have been daydreaming. My boss walks by, he's looking just like an asshole, smiling cause he jerks niggas for minimal cash flow. He's cool in my face, but I swear I heard him laugh though, tickled by the fact that I'm the modern day Sambo. And just when I think that I'm about to go Rambo, I call up my man and he says he understands, yo. We all are being murdered by a similar process, whether you work at the candy store or slave at the office. The purpose of our life is just to serve the economy. They misinform our minds to paint a picture of harmony, but if you listen and you know that shit's out of tune, cause the function of our life is just to work and consume. Fuck reaching out to help the next, there ain't any room. Just close your eyes and block your ears and march to your doom. But since I ain't really getting paid for my time, I pulled out my pen and started writing a rhyme. Can't you see that I'm busy, jerk? Don't dare approach me with busy work. Take another step and get hurt by the man that embodies mad years of anger. A cool bro, soon to be the Boston Strangler. Everything inside of me is about to erupt, cause a righteous individual dislikes the corrupt. I knew he'd lock me up if I started a brawl, so I jetted and I punched the clock the fuck off the wall. Yeah, that's right, motherfucker. You can't keep on underpaying people and mistreating them all the time. That's gonna result in crime. As a matter of fact, you know what? Facts. Yo, cut this motherfucker, man.
9 to 1. 1 9 to 1. 1 9 9 to 1. 1 9 to 1. 1 9 to 1.
All right, Mr. Liff, live from the Plantation, spitting that shit. I love this so much. First of all, you know, this came out, I guess, 7 years ago. That's what it was released on Mr. Liff's YouTube page anyways. And I'm stoked that, like, I listen to so much new kind of hip hop on the channel, and I'm stoked that this scratching, this like old style of beat making is still happening. And like, it gets me juiced because this is the shit that I grew up with, was stuff just like this. I'm talking old school mixtapes and shit like that. And so to listen to this, it's like, yeah, I'm glad like there's people still making sick beats. And then it's like, for the beat at first was a little simple, but that's because, you know, if you listen to hip hop, lyrical hip hop, conscientious hip hop like this, you're enjoying that lyric flow. You know what I mean? Like a lot of hip hop, you know, these days is like very kind of minimalistic when it comes to lyrics and stuff like that, and the very short songs. Like I get into this because I'm stoked about the story that he's telling, you know, and who hasn't felt this? I mean, you must live a very privileged life if you haven't had to work at a job that you fucking hated. And it is like the best feeling in the world to fucking quit a job like that. Like I guess this is a more common thing now, but I remember I've had fucking shitty jobs, man, like you wouldn't believe. Like I used to fucking I worked at this order picking place. It was Harmony Logistics or some shit, and it was like a big warehouse just of shit that goes to like superstores or whatever, right? And like I started my job there. I got hired as a temp, and my job was to empty truck trailers of boxes and put them on a pallets a certain amount high, and then they would go into their spots in the warehouse, and the order pickers would drive by on their pallet machines and put these orders together, and then they would go to the store or whatever. And I did so good at that, I guess, that I got promoted to this order picker job. And it was like driving around, you have a little headset on, it tells you to pick a box from here, pick a box from there, put it on your pallet. And it was just like there's no windows in this warehouse, you know what I mean? And it was just like nightmare job. Like I'm sure a lot of that shit is automated nowadays. I mean, it's like Amazon essentially type of job, you know what I mean? Where they're still automating it eventually to where they won't need people. And these soul-sucking jobs, you know, they are rough because they have long shifts. You get like 12-hour shifts. You have no time. I just like... I would get filled with anxiety every day before I went to work. But I've worked, dude. At my age, I've had so many fucking jobs, you can't believe it. Like, I do have an extensive collection of hairnets and name tags. But, you know what? That's life, I guess, man. I mean, I would be all on board a revolution. And I remember I was talking to my friend, Jeremy, about... like if we could all live in like a utopia, you know, wouldn't that be nice if we like shared wealth and stuff, or you know what I mean? Like something like people talk about socialism. I don't know if that's the answer, but like, because it's like, okay, so, we were talking to ideas like, oh, but everything would be free. Imagine you could just go and get a camera from the store for free and use it for a little while and then put it back and someone else could use it, like this utopian idea. And I was like, yeah, but someone's got to make the camera. And who would choose that? You know what I mean? Forget the camera. Someone's going to have to make the screws that go into the camera. And that is essentially the cornerstone of our entire system. You know what I mean? Like, someone has to go to that shitty job to make the tiny screws all day. And they go to work and they oversee a warehouse somewhere that's just making tiny screws. And it's like, then you get a job at the tiny screw factory and it's your job to count the tiny screws and put it, like, it's just like, no one would choose that. So we live in this system where we want things, but those things have to be made by somebody. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I don't know what the answer is. I know the system we have now isn't really working. It isn't working for most people. You know, could you imagine living in a time where you worked at a factory and the factory had to share profits with the workers? Like, that's such a crazy notion nowadays, but that wasn't too long ago where that was the norm. You know what I mean? You would get a job, the company would do well, you would feel some of those benefits. We just live in a system nowadays where nobody feels those benefits, and there's no motive for the workers or the companies to share with the workers, right? Like, you know, even like I am not hurting for cash, but like I wouldn't, like, owning a home is like something that I forget about it. Like, I've put it out of my mind because, like, homes are just so ridiculously priced. When my parents were young, they bought, or not young, but they bought a house in Calgary for like $86,000 or something in 1990. Their mortgage was like $700. And nowadays, or now, my mom put that house on the market for sale, and she's asking $600,000. So in just a short 20 years, I guess, that house went from something that you would reasonably be able to afford to something that, like, who has $600,000? You know what I mean? And if you get a mortgage on that, you're getting what, a 40-year mortgage or a 25-year mortgage? It's like this. It's all fucked up, man. It's all sixes and sevens. But anyways, I don't have any answers. I just like talking about that stuff. It's such an interesting thing. Like, I feel like we're due for a revolution. You know, I feel it whenever I talk to people. They're upset about the government. They're upset about the way things have skyrocketed in price. And this is like a neat little journey into the mind of a worker. And, you know, there was that guy in the States. He fucking got a union for his Amazon factory or whatever. I forget his name. It escapes me at the time, but it's like, that's what we got to do. We got to organize. You know, we've never had more power than recently. You know, during the, C19, I don't want to say it because this video will get suppressed. But we saw those essential workers, those guys who stock shelves. They had fucking immense power at that moment because we needed them. We needed cashiers and we needed stock boys, and because we need, you know, and they had an immense amount of power. They, like, their wages went up, and they should have capitalized on that. You know what I mean? We should have organized as a country and get those essential workers trying to live during a fucking time where the CNN had a fucking death clock. How many deaths? Can you fucking imagine? That's insane. And yet you have to go to work. Me? Oh, I work in this. I'm a executive. I get to work remotely because it turns out my job is doing nothing. Anyways, fun video. Thank you so much, Will Laugh, for sharing that. And if you guys want to get your requests on the show, go to patreon.com/peacekeeperreaction, or just leave a comment to this video or any other video, and I'll scoop it up and put it in our VRH viewer request hat, and we can pull your request on the show. And for Peacekeeper, I'm Nathan. Play safe. I can put my arm back on.